Good morning. Welcome to the John Mendola Show here in WILK, driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Well, we got a lot to talk about this morning, including the Dallas area swim team. We'll get the girls and guys in studio with us coming up shortly. Mid-Valley basketball. Talk a little Northwest area girls basketball. A lot to talk about. Big weekend for college basketball here locally as we talk about Misericordia University, the women and the men. We'll get to Willie Chandler coming up momentarily. Let's get Jason Rhine here on the line from Misericordia. Good morning, Coach.
Hey, how are you guys?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Well, you guys are rocking and rolling right now and welcoming Wilkes University into the Anderson Center this afternoon.
Yeah, it's a big day for us here. We're actually celebrating our seniors today as well.
Let's talk a little bit about the role you guys have been on there with your women's team, and really things are going very well this season.
Yeah, I think our players have just been buying into everything our staff has put in place this year as far as changing culture and, just transpiring that onto the court has been a big success for us.
Beating teams like FDU, that's a huge win you guys got, and they definitely have a different style than a lot of teams. They're very fast. They get up and down the court pretty good. Talk about what it was like to beat a team like that a few weeks ago.
Yeah, we knew, we had them up at their place, and they went on one big run in the first half, which hurt us. But we knew that we could keep up with them, and so when they got to our place, we really had a great game plan in place to really run back at them and slow down some of their defensive possessions. So I think that played in our favor, and we were able to hit some shots, which always helps. Got
to see a team like DeSales this past week, and boy, they're talented. A lot of bigs they have. It should be a good matchup down the road, hopefully with them again. Yet a tight one with them as well. And knowing that you could play with some of those best teams there, you're considered one of the best teams right now in the Freedom Conference.
Yeah, DeSales, they have a great work ethic, tons of upperclassmen and tons of depth at every position. I think if there is a team that can compete with them in our conference right now, it is us. We have a lot of depth as well. We have great leadership, and the regional rankings came out last week, and out of the 50 teams in our region, we're fourth, and DeSales is third. So, regardless, they're above us, and we want to take over that spot. So it's another motivational factor for us.
Great to hear about that regional ranking. Let's talk about your team overall. What's clicking right now? It seems like I think everything is right now.
Yeah, we're kind of rolling on all cylinders, as cliche as that sounds, but we have a very close group. Every day of practice, we come ready to fight. They know what's expected from me. I'm very intense when it comes to certain things, and one of those things is rebounding, and we get after it, and I think a lot of that just carries over into games as far as, everybody picking one another up, and if somebody's down, just somebody next one up and ready to step in.
Well, Jason, good luck today against the Lady Colonels in town. A little home cooking senior day, and we wish you well, okay?
All right, thank you very much.
All right, Jason Rhine, the head coach there at Misericordia University over on the women's side. And let's bring in Willie Chandler, the men's basketball coach at Misericordia University. And Willie, boy, you guys have a nice challenge today. Wilkes has kind of been a little up and down this season, but I'm sure you guys will be ready for this afternoon's contest at home.
Yeah, it's Wilkes. I mean, we'll definitely be ready. It's a rival game. They're right down the street, and they do have a lot of talent. Robinson, Evans, those guys can put the ball in the basket, and it's a challenge for our defense, which hasn't been great this year. So I need some guys to step up. It's it's close to a must-win game for us, and guys know that. I know it's a must-win game for Wilkes, so it's going to be high intensity, a lot of drama, and probably a great game today up here.
And you guys seem to match up well against Wilkes, but you're not taking anything for granted. I mean, you look at a team like Kings right now, they're struggling, but they're going to fight. And, I wouldn't be surprised if they could beat DeSales today with the type of personnel they have and the matchup they have against DeSales. But let's talk today about what you see with Wilkes coming in and what you guys are going to do. You're able to do in that first win on the road against the Colonels.
Well, I think the advantage we have is inside. I mean, we got some big guys inside. Wilkes, I think they're basically playing four guards and a forward. So, the key is just trying to get the ball inside, and, hopefully our big guys can finish, and then, a lot of pick and rolls for us, and, see what Wilkes can do to guard it. I know, I know they're going to try to get the ball to Robinson and Evans, and we got to limit those easy looks, and hopefully our guys could do it, and hopefully the outcome will be us winning the game at the end.
Yeah, you're in the middle of the season, and things are going pretty well, and we're getting towards wrapping it up and getting towards the playoffs, and I'm sure you don't get much time to reflect back and saying, all that work I do in the off season of recruiting these guys paying off, because you're bringing in some really talented guys, including a lot of local guys.
Yeah, that's the key. That's the key, especially to the Division III level. You got to be able to get the guys that shouldn't be here. I think that's, I think you have to get guys that are close to scholarship guys to be successful at this level. And but then the other hard part is about, getting them to gel together, which has been our problem this year. When you have 5 very good players, sometimes it's 5 individuals out there playing and not as a team, and that's been our problem. When we win games, that's when we're as a team and we look very good. But when we lose, it's a lot of pointing fingers and guys just trying to get used to each other. Most of the guys are new starting. We're still a very young team. We have 2 seniors that play a lot, and the rest of the guys are very, Jason Kennedy's still a sophomore, Tony Harden's a freshman, Trey's a transfer in, so he's still getting used to our program. So we're still a very young team, and people don't realize that. They just see Jason Kennedy's been here for 2 years, so hey, we're a veteran team, but we're not, and we're getting there. Hopefully, hopefully today we could play as a group, play as a unit, and carry on to the playoffs then.
And to your point, I think you have 5 guys and maybe more that could score in double figures any game. Maybe it's been a guy who scores 25 or 30 a game, and you get guys who get hot. But boy, Tony Harding, he really is playing well as a freshman and can kind of complement anybody. But Spinago could throw it down if he has to. Your transfer guy could do it. Anybody could step up.
And that's what they got to realize. I tell the guys, I don't care who scores the points. Let's just get the win. I really don't care who scores the 25, who scores 20. Let's everyone play well together, and let's get a win. Because those guys are all. We've had games where we had 6 guys in double figures, and we win by 20. And that's what the guys got to realize. I don't care if it's 10 points or 20 points you're scoring. As long as we're winning the game, we're in good shape. And guys are starting to realize that now. It took a little bit because losing 2 games in a row or 2 out of our last 4, and guys are starting to realize that it's a team game, and all the individual stuff will come with team wins. If we win games, all conference stuff will come with that.
You played at Misericordia University, and of course now coaching there. What's the atmosphere you're expecting this afternoon at the Anderson Center to try to light it up a little bit and get everybody behind you?
It's gonna be crazy. I think. They're calling for a blackout, so I'm sure the students will be here and they'll be loud. I'm sure I know Wilkes students will be up here. They travel pretty well. I think it's going to be a very good atmosphere, a senior night for us. So we have 6 seniors, and there's only one way to send the seniors out. You got to win that. You got to win that last home game, and it might be the last time they play on this court the rest of their lives. And they got to realize that and leave it out there tonight and get this win.
Playoffs on the line today there at the Anderson Center. Willie, want to thank you for your time, and go get them today. All right.
Thank you. Yep. Go Cougars.
All right, Willie Chandler, the head coach for Misericordia University here on the John Mendola Show, as they welcome in the Colonels this afternoon at MAC Freedom Conference matchup. Kings hosting DeSales, and of course DeSales looks like they're in the playoffs, but again, the Monarchs are fighting for a little bit of pride this afternoon. We come back here on the John Mendola Show, continue the conversation. We'll talk Mid-Valley basketball. I want to thank our friends at Mendocino's Pizza and Ristorante, located in Daleville, for helping us out each and every week here on the show. Well, let's head out now to our local State Farm insurance agent, Jeremy Baczynski. Break like a good neighbor. Jeremy Baczynski is there. We'll be back here on WILK.